Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving straight into a really fascinating area today.
Hmm.
The whole idea of automating your remote work, like so thoroughly, you could maybe achieve a no-work workflow.
Yeah, it's definitely intriguing, this pursuit of, well, basically minimizing the actual work in a remote job.
Right.
And the source we're digging into, these excerpts from episode 122, How to Get Paid for a Remote Job You Fully Automated, it lays out some pretty inventive strategies.
Inventive is one word for it.
Oh, yeah.
So our mission for you today is really to pull out the core strategies, the tools they suggest for, drastically cutting down the manual stuff in a remote job.
We're definitely going beyond just like simple productivity hacks here.
Oh, yeah. Which brings up the big question right away for you listening. I mean, how realistic is this?
Mm.
Automating your way to a kind of passive income from a regular job.
And what are the methods? Some clever, maybe some
Yeah.
slightly questionable.
Exactly. Okay, so the first big concept from the source is this fully hands-off tech stack.
Hmm.
This is where theory starts to sound, well, maybe doable. First tool up, the stand-up bot.
Right, the stand-up bot. And what's interesting here is how it supposedly auto-generates those daily updates, the blockers we all know,
Hmm.
pulling them directly from Jira tickets. You know, Jira, common tool for tech teams. The example was great. Still investigating the checks notes, Kubernetes thing.
Classic. It uses the system itself to look like work is happening.
Precisely.
Uh,
And then the pro tip they add.
oh, yeah, this part. Using a voice changer.
Yeah, for occasional vocal check-ins, like in the actual stand-up meeting. Just a little bit of fake human touch.
Just enough to maintain the illusion. It's kind of wild.
It shows how automation is moving beyond just doing tasks, right? It's about mimicking participation in all those workplace rituals.
Yeah.
The voice changer is just another layer.
Okay, next tool in this stack. The email Turing test passer. This sounds potent.
Mm-hmm. It uses GPT-4, supposedly, the AI that writes like a human,
Right.
to auto-respond to emails with those classic delay tactics. Per my last email.
Oh, I know that one. Or, apologies, let me circle back.
Exactly. And the implication is, it doesn't circle back, or at least not quickly.
It just buys you time, creates the impression you're on top of things without actually needing immediate action.
Yeah, it's about managing the inbox through these like carefully crafted AI replies, reduces the need for actual follow-up, potentially.
Okay, then there's the Mouse Jiggler 2.0.
Mm,
Now, mouse jigglers aren't new. People use them to keep their status active.
right. The basic concept is known. But this 2.0 version,
It takes it further. It's not just random movement. It says it schedules bursts of activity that mimic Excel edits.
simulating deep work, basically.
Exactly. That decal, mimicking specific software like Excel, it suggests a more sophisticated approach to just looking like you're present and busy.
Yeah, creating a digital footprint that looks like you're actually, deeply engaged in something specific.
And there was even a listener bit here. Someone apparently trained an AI on their own Slack history.
Yeah, to argue about burn down charts better than they could themselves.
I mean, think about the data needed for that.
Yeah.
That's commitment to the cause.
It really shows the potential for super customized automation, doesn't it? Training an AI on your own style to have it act as your digital proxy in routine discussions. Maybe even excel at them.
Okay, so those are some of the tech tools.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get into the virtual employee illusion playbook. This is more about the performance side of appearing busy.
Right, the non-technical tricks. Tactic 1, pre-recorded meeting reactions.
So like audio clips.
Yeah, simple clips. Mm-hmm. That's a great point. Things like that. You trigger them during Zoom calls.
So you can basically participate passively without really listening, like an automated nodding head.
Pretty much low tech, but potentially effective if timed right. Automated affirmations.
Okay, tactic 2, the strategic camera glitch. This one feels elaborate.
It's almost theatrical, like you said. Freeze your video feed intentionally.
Making it look like Wi-Fi trouble.
Exactly, a common remote work problem. But while it's frozen, you subtly change your background.
To like a beach scene was the example.
Yeah. It adds that layer of irony, the contrast between supposed work issues and maybe reality.
Cleverly exploiting a common frustration. Okay, final tactic in this playbook. The delayed async overlord.
This is all about timing, sending messages strategically late, like 11:57 p.m.
To create that always working impression.
Mm-hmm. And the pro tip was schedule Slack messages for 2 a.m. once a month.
Instant hustle culture points.
Yeah, it's a bit cynical maybe, but it taps into those workplace perceptions about dedication and long hours. Even just timed messages can build that narrative.
So, okay, you've built this elaborate tech stack. You've got your performance tactics. But what if someone gets suspicious? What if the cracks start showing?
Ah, yes. That's where the emergency patches come in, the go-to excuses.
First one, the legacy system dodge.
Right. Basically, claiming your local development setup is just too complicated, too fragile to hand over or let anyone else touch.
Even if it's actually just like a single Hello World file.
Exactly. It plays on the idea that tech stuff can be arcane and difficult.
Y-
Classic deflection.
Makes sense. Then there's the security risk gambit.
This one's good. You express a desire to document everything, but
But compliance won't let you share credentials or access.
precisely, you use company policy or security protocols as a shield. Hard to argue against compliance, even if it sounds a bit thin.
Shuts down transparency requests nicely.
Ah.
Okay, patch number 3. The family tech support distraction.
This involves inventing some kind of elaborate family emergency. The example was a grandmother's router in Iowa needing urgent in-person repair.
Iowa specifically.
Ah.
Adds that touch of realism, I guess.
Right. And the key is it buys you significant time off the grid. The source suggested, what, like 3 weeks?
3 weeks of silence while the bots keep working.
It highlights how these excuses can create substantial downtime for you, while the automated system keeps chugging along.
And another listener hack here, too. This one's pretty bold.
The fake API keys.
Yeah. Accidentally committing fake credentials to GitHub to basically lock everyone else out of your code repository.
That's definitely a more direct, maybe riskier way to keep control, creating an actual obstacle so your automation stays unchallenged.
Wow. Okay, so finally, the source wraps up with this sort of darkly funny challenge.
Ah, the automation bingo.
Yeah. Like marking off your no work wins.
It's quite something. The squares include things like your bot getting invited to a planning meeting,
Or coworkers praising your amazing focus when you haven't actually logged in for 2 weeks.
getting that IT warning about unusual VPN activity while you're supposedly working, but maybe you're actually in Bali.
That's a win on the card.
Eh.
And the ultimate goals. Getting a promotion for quiet leadership.
Or maybe the absolute peak. Your automated Jira tickets start auto-completing each other. The system becomes self-sufficient.
The singularity of slacking.
Ha! And the bonus square, of course.
Your manager asks you to mentor the team on productivity.
That's the punchline, isn't it? The ultimate irony. Being seen as a productivity guru precisely because you've minimized your actual work.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive into extreme work automation, it leaves us with that final quote from the source.
It's a good one. Remember, the laziest employee isn't the one who does nothing. It's the one who makes nothing do everything.
Really makes you think, doesn't it? Redefines laziness almost.
It certainly challenges the standard ideas of productivity, especially in remote work. What does work even mean if the outcomes are achieved without direct human effort?
A lot to chew on there. And speaking of challenging ideas, our next deep dive, we're going to explore something called how to monetize your middle manager as a passive income asset.
Oh, that sounds potentially controversial.
You definitely won't want to miss that one.